Hello everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome to more City Skylines in the boomtown of New Gruntings. Seems to be progressing just fine over here. How's our landfill looking? We are 15% full. Pretty soon we are going to want to start making use of some recycling. I did just see a little pop-up over here for a new service that should be available to us. Not buses though. Where is it? Is it over here? Public transportation hubs, post service. Aha! Yes, we can set up our little post offices. And if this is set up nicely, then people tend to be fairly happy with that. Yeah, I think this is an easy way for us to just go ahead and boost up a little bit of happiness in the city. Let's go ahead and place down a little post office right here. There we go. All your postal needs shall be met by the government. Yeah, that won't be disappointing for anyone at all. Okay, so let's take a look at some of our industries and stuff. So the Whisper Farms here is actually making me a very minor profit, 248. That's not too bad, and as it continues to level up, we will unlock new buildings. So I do need more workers set up over here first, so it's gonna be at least a little while. The problem here with these crops, of course, is that I'm mostly just outputting tons and tons of crops, and I can't actually refine this into anything, so agriculture is not usually the best of all things to go for. Oh, we're actually out of power. Well, that's a problem because I can't actually afford anything else to make up for this brownout, so some people are losing power, and that's going to upset a lot of folks. Yeah, admittedly, that's an issue. Okay, so here's what we're going to have to do then. We're going to go to our districts, and we are going to... I can build toll roads? That's new in the game. I'm going to go ahead and expand out Alvin's Landing, which is the name of our district here. We're going to go ahead and pick up everything in this area. Then we're going to go to the district and we're going to set up a policy to reduce our power usage. It's going to cost me a chunk of money, but if it at least prevents everyone from getting angry and leaving, in the long term, this is the better strategy. And once we have a lot more power, then we can go ahead and fix some of that. So this should solve our immediate power needs, I'm pretty sure. Hasn't made as much of an impact as I think I was expecting, I'll be honest. That's not nearly as impactful as I thought it was going to be. Really? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's going up now. Okay. No, it's improving. I think maybe the policy just took a second to kind of roll out. Or something. I don't know. Okay. Are there other policies that I might want to force on people? Well, we could ban, mandate smoke detectors to reduce the risk of fire, but so far we haven't had any issues there. A smoking ban for health but lower happiness, parks and recreation. Yeah, increasing land value is nice, but it also makes everything more expensive. Recreational drug use, no thank you. Schools out, no. Extra insulation, don't need that because we're plenty warm as is. Recycle plastics. Recycling centers work with more efficiency. It's expensive, though. Prefer parks? More often than unique buildings. Free Wi-Fi. Reduce mail accumulation by 15%. I feel like free Wi-Fi would do more than just reduce the need for, like, individual mail. Call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure. Not enough educated workers. Nah, that's because I don't have a college or anything. I know. I understand your frustration, sir. Please don't yell at me. Aha! Whisper Farms has reached level 2, which means we get more efficiency and less pollution. Beautiful. And that unlocks the flour mill, the bakery, the farm workers' barracks, cattle shed, and a small barn. Okay, so some more stuff available. Unfortunately, my fishing industry is kind of getting piled up with garbage, so I need to set down another landfill or something similar in range over here, and I figure this is a pretty good opportunity to do so. Perfect. Still having a little bit of issues with power. I kind of would like to get myself some of these advanced wind turbines instead. They cost twice as much as a regular wind turbine, but can produce well more than twice the power. So it's usually a pretty good investment if you can't afford them. It's just a lot of upfront capital. Still, if I can do so, then at least I can free myself up a lot of money trying to force everyone to use power regulators and stuff. I think in the end, it'll save me some money. It's just a matter of getting to that point. But there we go. All right, so in Whisper Farms then, let's see. If we're producing crops, what else might I want, I wonder? So we could start making some fruit and stuff. Don't think we need to worry about that. Flour mill. Processing building requires crops to produce flour. Crops of any kind? Because as far as I'm aware, crops is just cosmetic. I would think you need wheat for a flour mill, but maybe it doesn't matter. There's also the cattle shed. Raise the cattle. Don't care about that. So it sounds to me like we need to get ourselves a flour mill. This is what I'm thinking is about to happen. What about this? Grain silo. Am I worried about storage right now? I don't think so. Then there's a small barn and stuff. Okay. The farmer's workers' barracks increases the efficiency by 5% per barracks. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either if I'm really going to focus heavily on this stuff. I think for now we try to go for some flour and we see if we can't ramp up our profitability by just producing something that actually outputs more value. You know something? If we're going to take care of our long-term power needs, we really need to get this area under control. Because these advanced wind turbines have to be placed out in the water, and there is so much wind apparently that passes in this tile specifically. So I think it might be worth buying this sucker for 5K, which seems steep, I know, but in the long term, this is basically my giant battery that solves all of my water problems, electricity problems, for, as far as I can see, the rest of the game, or at least a very long time. Let's go ahead and place one right down over here. That's a full another 20 megawatts right there. Look at that, beautiful. I don't even have to bother connecting it, and all my electricity needs are solved. Huzzah! Let's go over to Albin's Landing and turn off the policy. Turns out I don't actually care about energy efficiency. That was just a feel-good measure for pragmatic purposes. Now I want to start making lots of money off you guys, so we can be inefficient if we want. That's completely fine. Oop, and we are now a busy town with a population of 4,000. More policies are available, including some leisure and tourism, sightseeing buses like you'd see in the UK, the double-deckers, trolley buses. Are these the ones that, like, have those electrical wires above them? I think it might be. Oil industry specialization, tourism specialization, lots of different policies for public transportation, algae-based water filtering? What the crud is that? Never heard of that before. That seems fun. Let's see, another chunk of roads, including some beautification options with some trees to reduce the noise and the pollution a little bit. Hospitals, fire stations, tropical gardens, police headquarters, oil power plant, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, a lot of new options over here. A lot of cool things that we could do. I am not taking advantage of most of these things, alas. I really am not. Let's take a look at our industry over here, by the way. So we can see that our farms are producing about 800 right now for our income, and it looks like our fishing industry is actually making up for a surprising amount of it. Industry areas and fishing area. That's what's weird, though. Wait, maybe it just hasn't had a chance to recalculate, and it's like the beginning of a month or something. It certainly doesn't seem like our fishing harbor is producing anything. Unless I'm absolutely crazy, but it doesn't seem that it is. I don't see any evidence that it has been. Huh. Maybe we have to, like, place down a fishing plant or something. Fish farm, grow and stuff. Get out of my way. Fish farms to grow some fish. Okay. Has a growing cycle. Blah, blah, blah. Can be exported. Fish market. Take the fresh fish from the harbors and, gosh, get out of my way! And then we can have the stuff sold directly to the people. Ooh, without having to process it. And then there is a fish factory, though. This does create canned fish and allows it to be sold at the commercial zones. Takes a fair bit of power and water, but it can produce up to 8,000 units per week. I wish I knew exactly how many... Get out of my way! I wish I knew exactly how many fish tons I would need in order to get full capacity out of this. Upkeep of 80. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if fish is something we really plan on making use of long-term. It sounds like a lot of fun, but I don't think it is. Let's instead go ahead and double down a little bit more on getting some of the flour mills. I did say we wanted to do that, and I stand by it. Right along over here? Sure, that seems fine. We'll place down one of those mills. Let's expand some roads out a little bit. Kind of like so, I think. And then we want to leave enough space for another round of crops. About how many... Does this look like 8 cells to you? I think it's 8 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So right along here, then, is where I would want to go ahead and join these things together, like so. Perfect. Actually, not perfect, but all right, we'll go with it. So this takes crops and produces flour. Okay, so I'm curious, then. This is going to take raw materials, which are currently not being delivered, but they should be in the future. 13 tons of crops becomes 16 tons of flour. Interesting. Okay, let's see if this works for us. I think I like the idea of creating kind of a little bit of a beachfront property and stuff. Yes, I know there's a big fishing industry and stuff out there. Maybe it's rustic and you're into that or something. I don't know. But we're just going to carefully kind of work the splines right along the edge. It's going to be a very scenic view, just like this. Beautiful. Who could possibly complain? I think this is going to be lovely real estate. Waterfront views and all that. People like those sort of things, right? I am pretty sure they do. There we go, and they immediately start to move on in. Love it. Now, unfortunately, some little quirk here with City Skylines is whenever you have this kind of slightly sloped terrain and stuff, you get the weird cliff effects, which makes buildings seem a little bizarre as they build out. I don't know, maybe it's more like exactly like that right there. That was exactly what I was trying to illustrate. Perfect, thank you very much. We can fix that, of course, by using the Move It tool mod that I have installed, which allows us to raise and lower various different buildings and stuff, but I think for now, should be okay. We'll go with the semi-natural-ish look. And by semi-natural, I mean totally unnatural. You would never, ever landscape like this, but who cares? It's a video game. By the way, if I'm not much mistaken, we actually can make use of this fertile land just by doing the whole regular zoning thing we had before that I kind of got rid of. I'm actually curious, is that something we can add on to? No, this is still one giant industrial zone. So we can kind of have our own state-run enterprise here, I suppose. But I also think I could just set up some basic roads along here with some light industrial zoning. And because it's fertile zones, as long as we set this up right here, I think it'll automatically start setting up for me. Like, no need to worry about it. No need to sweat, dude. Maybe we can go ahead and do that at least a little bit. We'll have some mix, okay? We'll have a mixed economy or something. We're going to have some people working for me directly and some people totally not. There we go. Something kind of like this, I think. And then we go ahead and place down the zone. This one's going to be a totally different district. And we probably should go ahead and name the competitor farms something totally different. Let me find myself a different patron. We are going to call this one Kevin O'Connell's Co-op, because that's totally what farmers do, right? They have co-ops and stuff? Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and set up some nice industrial zoning along over here. Now, of course, we need to make sure that we set this specifically to a farming area, and they should automatically take use of the fertile ground. I'm actually kind of curious. If we can control our own farming industry separately from the agricultural industry we see here, does this mean that we don't have to worry about placing this down on fertile ground? Can we just place farms wherever the frick I want? That would be a little odd, but I mean, I guess I'm down for it. Sure. Yeah, see, there we go. Okay, now some tiny little farms are being placed down, and they don't look especially good, do they? Some random orchard company with a ugly chain link fence, a bunch of... I don't know, what the frick even are these? Why do they have giant billboards on them? It's like, you know what, this is farming land, but we can make a lot more money off of advertising. Billboard advertising, it's the way of the future, or something. I don't know, whatever. Either way, technically we have a little co-op, a little hippie co-op being set up over here, and I've got a nice little neighborhood on the backside here with some commercial zones for selling, if we so desire. Otherwise, I think we continue reserving these for the far more professional-looking farms. These are by a long shot superior, we all know it. Oh, crap, I just realized we're actually running out of water. Haha, yes, we should probably fix that. Let's go ahead and get myself another water pump, probably right down over here. I don't like placing them too close together anymore, because I like giving the water a chance to kind of, you know, refill the area. If you place too many in one area, you're going to create like a giant whirlpool that just keeps sucking the water, and all of a sudden the river stops flowing, which is not exactly what we have in mind. So getting another one of those would be good, and we do want some more sewage treatment. If I'm willing to spend the money, what we could use is a nice little eco-water outlet. It's more expensive than a water drain pipe, but it's not nearly as pollutive. So I think we may want to go ahead and just do this. Yeah, let's go ahead and set up another one right along over here. There we go. And get some piping connecting it up like so. And there we go. And I might actually just want to go ahead and get rid of this and replace it with a new one. I mean, just because I hate the look of the sewage just flowing down the river. It's just... the Captain Planet child in me just says, I can't possibly do this. Even in a video game world, it's ridiculous. But now we can see it all flowing away. All of our filthy poo leaving. Well, here comes some more. But it's not as bad as it was previously, so that's okay. Bye, sewage. Ugh. Ugh, we polluted everything. You know, it's a good thing we're not... Oh, gosh, can you imagine the poo waterfall? It's a good thing we're not relying on any fish over here. I have to imagine that would disease everything. Of course, the biggest downside of these eco drains is not only are they more expensive, they also output like half as much sewage, so you need a lot of them to make it work. Still, at least that's going to be a little bit better, and we have now met our sewage treatment needs. Okay, looking solid. Got a little bit of extra windmills going on over here, so we should be looking fine on power. At least marginally okay on power. Not too bad. Hey, somebody's on fire. What's going on? The Beechwood residence is on fire. No! Save them! We actually haven't had too many issues with this, to be honest. We should be seeing that a lot of our residences are leveling up because everyone is happy and a lot of their needs have been met. And as these property types continue to upgrade, we should be pulling in some extra revenue and such as well. So everything's looking solid in that direction. Wouldn't mind placing down some additional parks, you know, something beautiful. We have a few mods that have added in some cool things. Nero's Palace, a baseball field, a modern art plaza. I did install a public skating rink and stuff. That's all cool. How about an art plaza? That does sound very hipster, right? The sort of thing that you'd love to see along your beach edge. How about right along over here? And how well does that do as far as entertainment and recreation? It's okay. It's not an outstanding amount of recreation, but it is something. What kind of art is it? It's a giant cube. I hope you like giant cubes. Modern art, ladies and gentlemen. It's very geometric and surprisingly pointless and uninspired. Whoa, okay. When you export some flour, you get some serious cash. Look at this. I was just looking at this thinking, wow, we're in the red by like 700 bucks. This is terrible. But once you actually sell some, oh, I likey the flour mills all of a sudden. Okay. Well, I don't think we're ever going to have to worry about animal products. Right, I mean, I know that, like, meat is extremely popular and all that, and I love meat. I get it. Give me my bacon. But the big problem with, of course, having lots of animals is they create a ton of pollution, and they take a load of water, and things stink to all freaking heck, so I don't know if I'm ever going to go in that direction. But flour and crops, dude, yeah. Give me some more of those. Now, of course, the big problem with going for a nice little farming community like this is it does ultimately rely on having less educated workers, and by less I mean extremely uneducated, and if we aren't doing our job correctly and properly educating the chillins, well, they're always going to be struggling a little bit for those extra workers, but oh well, still trying to make that work. One nice thing I see here, by the way, is we actually can see how many tons of crops have been produced and how many have been diverted to flour, and I can see that we actually don't have nearly enough flour mills if I really want to take full advantage of the amount of money we can make out of this, so probably should go ahead and place down another one of those right along here, like so. There we go. A couple of nice flour mills. We have some storage here with a couple of little grain silos. They're getting filled up pretty darn quick, to be honest, though. So we're probably going to need a few more of those, but at least we can start making some serious cash. And now we are a big town. 6,000 population means we can start taking advantage of campuses, which is a whole new expansion I haven't played with, and that includes some pretty customized universities. That seems fun. Sports arenas, blimps. Ooh, I like those. Trade school campus areas. Okay. IT clusters is a new office specialization. I like these a lot because they are going to fulfill a lot of your kind of industrial needs without actually being polluting industry. Basically turn yourself into Silicon Valley, kinda. Leisure specialization, lots of different policies I still haven't touched here. More zones. Aha! High density. Yes. Now I can finally make use of some of that. How is our traffic and stuff looking? Because we all know at the end of the day that City Skylines and most other major city simulators are really just traffic simulators. If you can learn how to build really good roads and have at least some competent zoning, you'll end up being just fine. Where the freaking heck is traffic? I know it's here somewhere. There it is. Okay, traffic congestion. Really bad right over here. Also really bad down where I just placed down some grain silos. I think this might have been a mistake. Maybe it will even itself out eventually, but yeah, we need to find some new ways of getting people around over here because this is becoming a rather substantial issue. Maybe I could upgrade the roads a little bit. Is that an option for me? Like if I wanted to set up a 6-lane row, would that be okay? Let's see. If I upgrade you... Yeah, we can get a few upgrades along here, and at least a few extra lanes should help. Of course, it costs me a lot of money, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and get this all upgraded there as well. Perfect. Okay. So it's not perfect. It's not going to solve all my problems, and ultimately we need to find new ways of getting people around here, but this does help slightly. What I'm wondering is if it would make sense... No, one-way roads and stuff here probably still would not work very well for me. At least this traffic area seems to have solved itself, so that's good. Where else do we have problems? Mainly along the main junctions where people are trying to turn left. Yeah. So, okay. How best to approach this? These are some rather large pharmacies, by the way. I'm just saying, I don't think I really approved of this. Yakisoba. I love yakisoba. It's so good, but why do you have 2 of them next to each other? I don't even know. Would you please stop telling me that I have new, like, pop-up things? I know I've got all these extra buildings. I know I'm not using them like I'm supposed to. Shut up. Get off my back, Mom. I think we may have officially reached the stage of the game where I need to start making more aggressive use of our 4-lane roads at a very minimum. Especially down some rather major choke points here. Okay, so we could... I would like to go for a 6-lane road along here. It's going to demolish a lot of stuff, but this becomes a rather major artery for me. Can't do it wherever we have space occupied by, like, a school and stuff, unfortunately. Yeah, quite a few things already taken up, but we can probably still make this work. Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and start upgrading all these roads. I'm going to have to get rid of a few things on my end, but at least we have new ways of people getting around. Just gotta start really messing with the arteries, dude. That's how this works. I mean, seriously, it's a pretty good analogy, honestly. I'm pretty proud of myself on that one. What is this? What did I build here? Firehouse. Okay, we have to replace our firehouse. I can worry about that later. Yeah, it's a pretty good analogy, honestly. Roads are the lifeblood of human civilization, right? And if you want to make sure that your body is doing really well, then you need to make sure you have some major arteries and then the little veins kind of spreading out all over the place. It is a real good analogy. I'm proud of myself for that one. Don't shame me. It's good. One thing that might help is to go ahead and extend the avenue all the way around to the other side. Currently, anyone who wants to enter my industrial zone, even from way over here, has to drive down the main road. We just need to start diverting the flow a little bit, I think. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and place down some more 4-lane roads. And I'll continue with our spline patterns just because they're kind of fun. But we're going to go all the way around here. And then we're going to loop around this rock because I like that rock and I want to preserve it. And then we're going to come down along over here, I think. And this is where I need... Let's see. Are we actually going to be setting up at 90 degrees from this road? Because I like to go ahead and join up with this. That looks like 90 degrees-ish right here. Okay. Then we set you up like this. And then we try to upgrade the road like this, and this, and this, and this. There we go. Okay, this now becomes a major intersection, and people should be able to get to the industrial areas that way. Hopefully, we're leaving some traffic over here. But if that doesn't work, well, then I don't know. We may have to just tear everything down and make bigger roads everywhere, or we're going to have to start playing with our highways and try to get some different, more strategic on- and off-ramps. Like over here, for example, just to go along the river and join up over here. Let's try placing down a couple of nice little farm barracks just like this, which should greatly increase the efficiency of the area by giving some better housing right next to all of the fields. And in particular, our industry area, we see that 8 tons are currently being diverted. I need more flour, dude. Man, we are producing way more than I need in terms of crops. All right, well, I mean, that's still fine. I mean, that output still goes to make money for me, but yeah, we need to do some of that. Okay, perfect. Well, I think this is a good place to end this video. Long way to go. We haven't set up even the basics of some public transportation and a lot of our parks, our education system. We don't have any of our basic services and stuff here. I'm just continuing to try and grow the city and get a good cash flow going here. But yeah, there's a lot that we need to be changing in the near future. And I'm looking forward to doing that next week. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, then I would ask you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.